Hi everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to share with you a Get Well card. I hadn't made one in a while and I was inspired to create this card by a card that I received from a friend that had a gift certificate in it. And so this is what that card looked like, and I really love the two kind of the bright yellow green with the brown and the two tones and the butterflies, and I thought, oh, I could do something like that with Stampin' Up! Stamps. And so then this is the card I created, which I think looks really cool, and it's kind of a nice match to the card that I received. So you are going to use two stamp sets to make this card. The first stamp set is called Flourishes, and it is going to carry over into our new catalog coming up in June, as well will the Teeny Tiny Wishes. So these are the two stamps that I used, and you could actually use any teeny tiny wish. There's sympathy, thinking of you, get well wishes, happy birthday. I chose get well wishes because, as I mentioned, I hadn't made a get well card in a while and I really needed to do that and replenish my stock. So I'm starting with a 5.5 by 8.5 sheet of soft suede cardstock from Stampin' Up! Scored at 4 1/4, and then I went ahead and I'm just going to fold this and give it a little bit of a crease so it will lie flat for us while we work with it. The next piece we will be stamping on. This is a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just going to ink up this large flowering Flourishes stamp. Oh my goodness, this is going to be one of those videos where I can't pronounce anything, I think. So here we go. We have it all inked up, and now we're just going to, I want to make sure that my stem goes straight up and down, and I'm just going to try to aim for the middle pretty much with my stem going straight up and down. I want to make sure that there's plenty of room up here for my butterfly. So that is really well done and perfect, if I say so myself. So now we are going to bring in some white embossing powder, and I keep my embossing powders, I take it out of those little small jars and I just put them in these Rubbermaid containers. That way I have a little bit more room to make a mess if I need to. So I'm just going to sprinkle this on, and then I am going to pour the excess back into the container. Just like this, and I just give it a good flick. Now if you're worried about your powder sticking in places that you don't want it to stick, if you have a little bit more humidity than I do, you may want to purchase the embossing buddy from Stampin' Up! That you rub over the top of your cardstock, and that way the embossing powder will only stick to the Versamark that you've put down. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to emboss this with my heat gun. So I will be right back. And here is our image all embossed. Look at how that shines. It's so pretty, the white on the Pear Pizzazz. We'll set that aside, and the next piece of paper you're going to need is a 1 inch by 4 inch piece of soft suede, which I've gone ahead and run through the embossing machine with our chevron embossing folder. So we have a nice little embossed chevron along the bottom. So now I am going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm just going to glue that chevron piece onto the base of my card. And then we'll go ahead and add our chevron piece right over the top of that glued portion and give that a second or two to set up. Perfect. Now, just to kind of define the line between the brown section and the green section on our card, I'm going to use some linen thread, and I'm going to tape some around on the back. And then we're going to wrap this around several times just to give some definition to our two layers. All right, and so when you think you have enough, you can just go ahead and then tape it to the other side. Trim that off. And now we have a really nice defining section between our brown and our green. And then it's just a matter of putting it onto our card front. I'm going to use dimensionals for this part. 4 dimensionals is all we really need. We want to just keep this a little bit raised up since there's quite a bit of bulk on the back. So we'll just set this into the front of our card like so. The inside panel of our card will be Whisper White. We'll use a 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of Whisper White paper, and we're going to stamp another little flourish along the side just to add a little bit to the theme from the front to the inside panel. And then we can adhere this with some snail. So one little strip along the top will do it. We'll open up our card, and the inside panel is complete with plenty of room for you to write. And then we just need a piece of Whisper White scrap paper. We're going to take our Get Well Wishes, stamp that here along the scrap paper, and then using our word window punch, we are just going to go from the back of the word window punch and center that sentiment right in there, Get Well Wishes. Punch that out, and then that is ready to put onto the front of our card with another couple of dimensionals. Since our word window punch is so skinny, I like to use dimensionals along the edge of the dimensional pack. We'll just set this on here. And then we can put this on our card right here in the bottom left. All right, and now we need our butterfly fluttering along up here. So I have taken a little bitty butterfly punch out, and I've punched him out with soft suede paper. I've added 3 of our basic pearls and then put a glue dot on the bottom, and that little butterfly can be right here. And then we also want to accent some of the flowers. So we're again going to use our basic pearls. And I find using a paper piercing tool is a great way to pick up these pearls and place them wherever you want to on your card. So we're going to use 2 of the larger ones and set those in right here, and then we'll use a medium-sized pearl and we'll set that in the smaller flower right here. And our card is complete. Here's the card we've just created, and then here is the card I created in advance. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I truly appreciate you. If you would like a demonstrator, my blog is www.stampingtoshare.com, and I have links there where you can place orders for Stampin' Up! Products. Have a great day. Bye-bye.